Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark, and I'm the founder of FinTech.io, where we're making investing in property as safe as houses. There are 2.6 million landlords in the UK today, of which 82% of those own between 1 and 4 properties. These are not overly sophisticated investors, and typically will have a large portion of their overall wealth tied up in their property portfolios. This makes decision-making difficult, usually for fear of making the wrong decision. I've been in financial services now for the last 25 years and have spent the last 5 or more years working as a specialist mortgage broker. And I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of conversations with landlords and have a deep understanding of what their daily issues are. And we've been able to distill that into 3 distinct areas. Those are time, risk, and finance. So not just time in managing the portfolio, but also wasted time on transactions that do not complete, usually through reasons that could have been identified much sooner in the process. Secondly, risk across the portfolio and any potential new purchases. And thirdly, finance, getting access to the right finance at the right time and at the right price. So we exist to support the housing sector by helping property investors remain commercially sustainable. PRS, or the private rental sector, accounts for 16% of the overall housing stock in the UK and houses more than 11 million people. Therefore, it is imperative that landlords and property investors remain commercially viable. That way, it passes that on to the private rental sector, provides stability for those it serves most, the tenants. So what is the solution? The solution is data. Currently, property investors and landlords will use a very basic spreadsheet. We'll probably do some research on sites such as Zoopla and Rightmove and use that information to try and inform their decisions. When they're looking to make purchases, they'll engage an agent and then become reliant on the information that the agent will also provide. This opens them up to increased risk when they're making their investment decisions. Property is the world's biggest asset class, yet the level of bespoke insight and market reporting available for landlords is extremely limited. And the guys at PropTech One Ventures echo that with this statement. We're talking about hundreds of millions of euros being exchanged, but the main tools they use are Excel spreadsheets. In short, this sector has huge inefficiencies in it. So what is the answer? The answer is FinTech. FinTech is a portfolio and deal analytics engine which combines institutional-grade data and analytics and presents it to the masses, meaning that new and existing investors get deep insight into market forces that could change the risk profile of an investment. The software is also smart enough to make recommendations bespoke to the user based on their chosen objectives. And because we know so much about the transaction and their portfolios, we can make laser-focused recommendations around the lenders and at the right time and the right type of finance. Think of FinTech as your analyst and broker rolled into one. The business model is simple, so we have a monthly subscription for the engine itself, and then we get a commission for the completed loans out of the back end. The market itself is substantial. There's been £84 billion worth of lending completed in 2021 alone, and the assets within the private rental sector equate to 1.4 trillion. And we've got 2.6 million landlords that could all benefit with deeper insight into their property investments. That equates to a £1.8 billion total accessible market per annum. So why now? Why now? Increasing interest rates, increasing legislation, and the threat of decreasing property values ultimately means that margins are being squeezed. So it's never been more important to understand the metrics within your investment portfolio. The team, well, it's me. I'm a sole founder. I have many years' experience in financial services, and I'm also a property investor myself. Our go-to-market strategy is very clear and well thought out. We've got a multiple-prong approach to it, ultimately aiming to hit an audience reach of in excess of 500,000, very focused, very quickly, and on a very efficient budget. Where are we to date? So we're due to launch our MVP actually this month. We've already established ourselves as a RICS tech partner. If you're not familiar with RICS, those are the guys who are responsible for the property valuations. And we're in talks with Sky TV about featuring FinTech as a software on the property TV channel. We're currently raising £300,000 to help us get to our first 10,000 users and make a couple of strategic hires. And if you'd like to scan the QR code, you can get exclusive access on investor materials as well. Thank you very much. My name's Mark. Thank you for listening.